Welcome to this React Diagram tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to create and customize nodes in the Syncfusion React Diagram component. I will explain how to add a node and customize it by adding annotations, styles, and shapes. Also, you will see how to edit the node by changing its size and how to remove a node from the diagram. First, I open my existing React application where I have added a diagram component with width and height properties. If you want to know how to get started with React Diagram component, please check the Getting Started video linked in the card above or in the description below. Let me run this application using the command npm start. The diagram canvas is rendered with the defined height and width. Now I will show you how to add nodes to the diagram component. You can do this using a nodes collection by drawing a node on the designer canvas, by loading nodes from a data source through data binding, or by dragging symbols from the symbol palette to the diagram canvas. Let's see how to add a node to the diagram canvas using a nodes collection. First, in the diagram tag, define the nodes property with a value. Next, I define this nodes variable using the useState hook and assign a collection of objects of type nodeModel to it. To use this hook, I import the useState hook from the React package. I also import the nodeModel interface from the EJ2 React Diagrams package. To position the nodes, I define the offsetX property and set a value. The same way I set the offsetY value. Additionally, I will define the width and height properties for the node. You can add more node objects in the collection, but to make this demo simple, I have provided only one node in this collection. You can see the node with the default type and shape rendered with the provided position and size. Next, let me show you how to add the same node dynamically at runtime. Now I'll make use of the useRef hook to load the node into the diagram. To do so, in the diagram component, first add the ref attribute and assign a value. Now declare the diagram object variable using the useRef hook. To use this hook, I import the useRef hook from the React package. I define a useEffect hook and import it from the React package. I create a diagram instance inside the useEffect hook. Using this diagram instance, you can access the diagram component related properties. To add a node, call the add method by passing the node value using the diagram instance. Then I add the first object from the nodes collection. Before executing the application, remove the nodes property in the diagram component, since I am going to load the nodes at runtime. See the diagram canvas? You'll notice the node is rendered as expected. Next, I'll show you how to draw a node on the diagram canvas. I will enable the drawing tool once a button is clicked. So, to create a button, first install the Syncfusion React button package. So I use the command npm install at syncfusion/ej2 react buttons -- save. The installation is now complete. So I import the button component from the Syncfusion React Buttons package. Then I will add a division tag and set a class name for CSS alignment. Within it, add the button component tag and set the content to drawNode. I also set a CSS class to align the button. Next, add the onClick event and assign an event handler. Here I implement the method drawNode. Within it, use the diagram instances tool property and assign the diagram tool's draw1cnum value to it. This way, you can draw the node one time. You can also set the continuous draw option to draw more than one node at a time. Notice that the diagram tools module is added in the import statement from the Syncfusion EJ2 React Diagrams package. To draw a node, you need to define the node shape. To do so, use the diagram instance's drawing object property and assign an object with a property shape that contains an object of type basic and shape rectangle. This will draw a rectangle shape once executed. I open my app CSS file and import the EJ2 React buttons styles and implement the division tag with a CSS class to apply the styles to align left and set the margin at the bottom and top. Then I set margin to the right inside the button class. You can see the button component. When I click on it, I can move the mouse into the diagram canvas, and you can see the drawing tool. Now you can draw a rectangle-shaped node one time. You can add annotations to the node at runtime by double-clicking on the node or pressing the F2 button. Now I am going to add annotations programmatically. So in the nodes collection, add the annotations property and set an array of objects. Within it, add the content property and set the value to basic. Add another object with content rectangle. Set the offset value for the y-axis so that the second content won't overlap with the first. In the diagram canvas, you can see the node with the provided annotations. Next, I will show you how to customize the color of the node. In the nodes collection, add the style property and set the fill property with a light blue color. Set the stroke color to white. You can see the node with a light blue background color and white stroke color. The default type of node shape is basic and rectangle. Each node shape type has different shapes within it. You can set the node shape type to basic, flow, UML, or BPMN. You can also set the node shape type with shapes that are created using HTML, text, image, SVG, and path data. Now I will show you how to change the node shape type to flow and shape to terminator. To define the shape type programmatically in the nodes collection, add the shape property. Set an object with the property type and assign the value flow. Add the shape property and set the value terminator. In the annotations property, change the content to flow and terminator respectively. In the diagram canvas, you can see the node shape type is flow and terminator with the provided annotations. Next, let's change the properties of the nodes dynamically at runtime. In the division tag, add a new button component and set the content as edit node. Set the event handler name to edit node. Let me define the edit node method. Within it, I check whether the node's array's length is greater than 0. And then I create an update nodes variable using the map function and access the node's property's 0th index. And using the spread operator, set the width. Similarly, set the height. To change the style of the first node, access its style property and change the fill and stroke color values. I will use the setState function to update the nodes array. Save the file. you can see the Edit Node button. When I click on it, you can see the node has been changed based on the provided properties. The size has been changed along with the fill color and the stroke color. To remove a node from the diagram canvas, add a similar button with the text Remove Node and change the click event handler name. Define the Remove Node method. Within it, use the diagram object and call the Remove method by passing the first element of the nodes array. Now click the Remove Node button, and the node is removed from the diagram canvas. That's how easy it is to create nodes and customize them in the Syncfusion React Diagram component. You can download the example used in this video from the GitHub link in the description below. I've also included a link where you can check if you're eligible for our community license, which gives you a free license key for our entire React components. If you found this video useful, click the like button and subscribe to our channel to get notifications about new videos. Thanks for watching.